on, Gaba.
This dog named Gabin spent the first 6 years of his life surrounded by sweetness and affection. But his owner, a loving old lady, has passed away.
Descends, Gabin.
There is now nobody to take care of him. As is often the case in such situations, the family has decided to take him to an SPA shelter.
Come on, Gabin, come on.
When they arrive here, the animals are often traumatized. Overnight, they've lost the love of their owner. For a dog, this attachment is their whole life, their reason for existing. They live for their human companions. The most faithful of animals takes the risk of loving the most unfaithful of species, even when it makes them suffer. How will Gabin get over having been abandoned in this strange place? Will he find a new owner to love? By following in his footsteps in this place where our canine friends fall in and out of love on a daily basis, we will tell the story of this extraordinary mechanism that has allowed man's best friend to maintain trust in us for almost 30,000 years. Gabin's new life starts here. He is surrounded by unfamiliar sounds and odors.
Oh, you're so cute, aren't you? What's your name, little fella?
And I need your signature on this receipt. 1, 2, 3.
Gaba is disoriented. In the reception area, some dogs are being adopted, others abandoned.
Yes, I know, but we can't keep you with the baby.
With the removal of this collar, Gabin loses the last connection to his former owner. Now he's like the other dogs in the shelter. He has no owner and no home. Gabin discovers this new world from a dog's field of vision, covering 250 degrees, much wider than our own. These pens don't look very welcoming, but are essential to ensure the hygiene and safety of the dogs. At this time of year, the shelter is full. 150 dogs live here. Gaba is going to have to share his living space from now on. It's the same ritual with every new lodger. They need to find a roommate who will accept their presence. First, he tries this Beauceron cross. Why do dogs always sniff each other's butts? Sex, race, right down to the diet. The two dogs sniff each other's rear ends like humans might swap business cards. These two are clearly not made for each other. Like most dogs, Gaba has spent longer living with humans than with his own species. Being adopted, even by his own kind, is no easy task. He tries again with this hunting dog named Bunker.
C'est attiré, mon chien.
Oui, c'est ça, tiré. Oui, c'est bien.
Voilà, où le copain? Eh, Bunker? C'est bien?
Bunker is older than Gaba. He developed a habit when he was with his owner. He continually moved things around the house. Because his owner couldn't train him, he gave him up. Bunker has been here for 6 months. There is no special friendship between Gaba and Bunker. Bunker is only interested in one thing: finding a new home. Gabin looks distraught. What is he feeling right now? His behavior speaks for itself. That's how he shows his sadness. All these strange new smells aren't helping. His sense of smell is 10,000 times more acute than our own, and he cannot find any scent he recognizes or finds comforting here. The air is saturated by worrying odors emitted by other dogs. Gaba is being bombarded on all sides by these pheromones. He's stressed and worried.
No, Bunker. Go over there.
Nothing appeals to Gabin tonight. In human terms, this would be diagnosed as depression. Sometimes dogs even pine away and die after losing their owner. The risk then is that he might become desocialized and refuse to form a bond. After 6 years of constant love and emotional security, will Gabin come through? In fact, it's essential. It's a matter of urgency. In this shelter, dogs are usually adopted after around 1 month. Beyond that point, there's a high chance the dog won't be able to return to normal behavior and will be here forever, like Bunker.
Allez, Gabin, jump.
Hey.
It's Gabin's second day at the shelter. Every new arrival is checked over. Many dogs are injured when they arrive here after being mistreated. This is not the case for Gabin. His pain is emotional, his wounds invisible. Right now, he is in turmoil. These gestures trigger part of his nervous system. His neurons can establish up to 10,000 connections between themselves and release chemicals that activate reactions such as fear. Or, as in this instance, pleasure.
Hold still, hold still.
Oh, pas bouger.
After the vet, it's time for a photo session.
All this for Gabin. What's going on, Gabin? Huh? No, hold still.
His picture will be used to try and find someone to adopt him. But Gaba has no idea what's going on. But he's getting a lot of attention right now. This highly empathetic human voice triggers an essential physiological reaction in him and releases a chemical called dopamine.
C'est quoi ça?
The release of this neurotransmitter leads to feelings of pleasure, which means Gaba is enjoying the moment.
Gabin, viens. Allez, viens.
As she talks to him, the director of the shelter reassures him and gradually revitalizes the pleasure he experiences at this critical link between humans and dogs.
Viens, Gabin. Gabin, viens. Gabin.
But this attention is not yet enough to appease his overwhelming feeling of being abandoned. It will take time for Gabin to trust people once again. It's been a week since Gabin arrived at the shelter, and so far nobody has expressed an interest in adopting him. At the same time, every morning, he sees his roommates start to get excited. Gaba is gradually understanding the rituals of this new world, which Bunker knows like the back of his paw. Bunker has been here longer than most other dogs at the shelter. And he knows how to put his burglary skills to good use. On the other side of the trapdoor, Bunker is now a little bit closer to the treasure they are all after. It's time for breakfast, and he's drooling with impatience.
Salut, ma fille. Et voilà.
If he wants to get out of here, Gaba has to adapt, both to his temporary companions and to the routines of this new world.
Here, Gabin. There's a good boy.
Oui, c'est bien, mon petit.
There's a good boy.
This woman is here to help him. She's the director of the shelter and has been taking care of him since he arrived.
Oh.
Give me your paw. What a sweetie you are, Gabin. Little Gabin, what a cutie.
Petit Gabin.
Gaba is reassured by her regular presence. Gradually, he's finding his way back to being a sociable animal. A few days later, Gabin discovers what the dogs at the shelter like best: a walk in the forest. It's a chance to meet other animals out walking in the woods. Like this beast, which belongs to the species that is closest to their shared ancestor, the wolf. To understand the ties that link dogs to humans, one needs to go back in time.
Oui, c'est bien ça.
33,000 years ago, humans and wolves hunted in packs in the same territories and often after the same prey. The two species realized the benefits of forming a closer relationship. Humans were happy with these exceptional assistants, and the wolves enjoyed the remains of the carcasses. Tossing a bone might seem banal, but it's the key to how people and their canine companions came together. From then on, a dependence formed. And a dependence that started out involving food eventually transformed into an emotional attachment.
Give it to me. Come on, come on.
That is why today, Gaba and every other dog need human beings to be fulfilled. But the most incredible thing is how thousands of years of companionship has shaped these animals right down to their deepest motivations. "33,000 years later, this is what the wolf's descendants look like. From German shepherds to fox terriers and right down to the yappiest little mutt, there are more than 300 different breeds. And to this long process of selection and adaptation, we have added domestication.
Sit. Sit. Sit.
This morning, Gaba is taking part in a training session with some of the other dogs from the shelter. To be in with a chance of adoption, Gaba must demonstrate that he knows not only how to obey, but to obey a new owner. If he doesn't obey, he's much less appealing to potential owners, and his stay at the shelter risks being much longer.
Give me your paw. Puppy, give me your paw. Good boy. Good boy.
The key to this domestication is rewards.
Sit. Sit. Good boy.
We get what we want from dogs, in the past by using the bones from our prey, and now thanks to a scrap of sausage.
There, that's good. Here, girl, sit. Yes, good.
Great. Sit.
But to please their owners, dogs have learnt much more than just how to raise a paw.
You've still got some there. Sit. Sit. Good dog.
They have also learned our language. A dog like Gabin can understand up to 300 words. Dogs' brains are some of the most high-performing in the animal kingdom. By doing what we expect, Gabin gets a reward and the satisfaction of his master.
Come on, Gabin. Jump. Good boy, Gabin.
He passed the test.
Jump.
Responding to humans' expectations is a quest that goes back millennia and which has gradually shaped the remarkable intelligence we see in dogs. Dogs will do anything for us, But we humans are also capable of doing the worst to our canine friends. Who remembers poodles and bichons? In the 1980s, we only had eyes for them. But now they are viewed as old-fashioned. Hunting dogs, guard dogs, companion dogs. We have crossed and recrossed dogs to create breeds that suit our current needs. And sometimes in a horrific way. Gaba is one of the many thousands of dogs that are abandoned every year.
Hello, I'm bringing him in. He's not right for me and I'm looking for something else.
In this consumer society, dogs are sometimes treated like objects. But they don't get thrown away, we simply abandon them. It's visiting time, and the parade of potential adopters begins. Bunker and Gabin don't really understand what's at stake. But these figures offer the promise of attention and strokes. For the dogs, it's now or never if they're going to be noticed. And here is one of their most powerful weapons. Is there anything more appealing than that intense stare they give us? There is so much happening in that visual exchange filled with emotion and chemistry. When humans and dogs stare into each other's eyes, they each secrete a hormone called oxytocin, nicknamed the attachment hormone. It's the same hormone that binds a mother to her baby. Love at first sight between a dog and a potential owner can come from a simple stare. But a dog is still a dog. Frantic barking is a dog's way of talking to us, but we don't understand all the subtleties. This barking is all about love, calling us to stay with the dog. But often it makes us feel exasperated or even fearful of being attacked. This is one of the great misunderstandings behind many conflicts between the two species. Gaba is also unable to hold himself back. He missed his chance. Unlike the dog's vain efforts to catch the eye of potential new owners, the cats in the shelter demonstrate their total indifference. Absolutely total. When a human being enters the cattery, the felines show no joy, barely glancing at the person. Unlike dogs, their domestication hasn't made them dependent. Cats can live without us, and they make sure we know it. Even when they have full bed and board, these naturally solitary creatures have preserved all their hunting instincts. It has only one desire: being free. The shelter is home to a champion in this respect, Maïk, the king of the escape artists. As soon as the humans turn their backs, Maïk has one thing on his mind: escape. He'll do anything to make a quick getaway. And this time, he's a whisker away. When the door opens suddenly, he finds himself face to face with Gabin. The world's two worst enemies are now face to face, like cat and dog. Gabin doesn't know it, but this confrontation is not a matter of chance. This is another test organised by the shelter with Gabin's adoption in mind. Gabin needs to prove that he's cat compatible and that he can live in the same home with a cat. In the room next door, a similar test ends in fiasco. For these two, their instincts of predator and prey have taken over. He is Cowboy, a dog that has never lived with cats. She is Mimolette, a 3-week-old kitten who's never seen a dog before. These two wounded creatures could have offered one another a little post-op support, but it's not going to happen. As for Gaba, he's completely indifferent. This proves that he could be adopted by someone who already has a cat. It's another point in his favour on his journey towards adoption. Here, not all the dogs are so compliant. Some have good reason to be angry at humans. This is the case for the formidable Thor. With his serial biter face, this pit bull has got what it takes to scare other dogs. Indeed, pit bulls were bred to fight with other dogs. Until now, only the women at the shelter were able to get him into his box. Now a male trainer is going to try and approach him. Life has been tough for this pit bull. The violence of his former owner has led to aggression being imprinted in his brain. This behaviour, which has nothing to do with instinct, has become automatic.
Easy, 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 Thor. Sit, sit. Calm down. Stay. Sit, sit, sit. Sit, sit. Sit, sit. Sit. Gently. There. That's good. Good dog. Very good, very good.
Will strokes and cuddles be enough for him to get his confidence back? In order to be loved by humans, dogs are capable of exceptional resilience. But some never get over their past. They end up here behind bars. Just when Gabin seems to be getting over his depression, another challenge arises. Castration. Gabin doesn't know it, but this morning his virility is for the chop. Every new arrival is sterilised. It's the only means the shelter has of limiting the dog population and, in turn, the number of abandoned animals. A few hours later, in the recovery pen, he is now like all the other dogs at the shelter.
Come on, Gaba. Dinner time.
And for a few more days, he'll be hanging out with this oddball gang. Dogs with collars. The only way to stop them licking their scars.
Walking the line, trying to be kind, hoping to find somewhere to go, where to be found. Walking the line, I've never been back.
Laissez passer les joggers parce que...
I'm happy to find some place to be, where to be found.
Bunker and Gabin have been roommates for 3 weeks now. They aren't great buddies, but there is an entente cordiale that has helped Gabin make remarkable progress.
Come on, Gabin. Pull.
Because if there's one telltale sign, it's a taste for play. A taste that Gabin had lost. Its return marks his desire for new interactions and relationships with humans. It's clear, Gaba is ready to form a new bond.
Sit. Aren't you a good boy, Gaba?
Most of his affection is reserved for the director of the shelter. That's a good sign. But unfortunately, it's also a trap. This is the dilemma. How can you save all these dogs without creating too deep an attachment with them? And how do you make them understand that the shelter is only a temporary resting place and not a new home? For the first time since he arrived, Gabin has caught the eye of someone looking to adopt a dog.
Viens, Gabin.
Come on, Gabin, Gabin. Come on. Gabin. Here, boy.
Allez,
Come on,
Gabin.
Gabin. No, he's not listening.
Come on, Gabin. Here, boy. Okay, don't worry. We'll find a new family.
However much they try, the only person Gabin listens to is the director of the shelter.
One of these days, you're going to have to leave, you know.
For him, adoption now means separation. Gaba and Bunker are like an old married couple, and Bunker's presence every day contributes to Gabin's well-being.
This is Bunker. He's 10 years old. Oh, you're cute, aren't you? Give me your paw. That's my hand you want. You're cute, aren't you? Come here. Come along, Bunker. Come on.
Against all expectations, Bunker seems to have won the heart of this potential new owner. Now he has to pass the park test and prove that it's love at first sight for both of them.
Come on, Bunker. Bunker, here's a treat. Come on. Lie down. One more. Another one. Anything for a treat. You're a good boy. It's all gone now. No more. No more.
Her voice reminds Gabin of his former owner. But today, she's talking to Bunker.
Are you going to take him? I think the feeling is mutual. I think so. I love it when he frowns like that, when he's looking for something. You're a good dog. Oh, yes, you are.
A new life is now beginning for Bunker. The shelter's longest inhabitant has been adopted, giving fresh hope to all the other long-stay residents. But for Gabin, this is a tragedy. He's alone again, lost, with everything familiar once again taken away.
Scratch a long time to see if something's done, see if something's wrong forever. I was scratching my mind where I've been wrong. I guess I have to be strong and clever.
For those poor dogs that nobody wants, there is a consolation prize. When it seems they might be here forever, a few dogs get the privilege of being allowed to stay in reception.
Hello, Gabin.
Gaba has joined this very exclusive club. And it's time to swap business cards. doggy style. This territory is highly disputed. Nobody wants to share the love they receive here. This new competition is not welcomed by the ironically named Amour. And today, it's best to leave her be. Amour is in the middle of a phantom pregnancy.
Amour, no.
And here is her substitute baby. Better steer clear. Gabin takes advantage of this new freedom and reveals a secret skill, a very handy talent. It was probably his former roommate Bunker who taught him how to open doors. Gaba enters the cat's lair. A dog in the cattery? That's almost blasphemous. But not to Maïk, the resident escape artist. He takes advantage of Gabin's clever paws. Gabin seems to recognize him. And Maïk adds a new escape to his list. Gaba is now very much at home here.
What are you two doing here?
He's like the shelter's mascot, getting away with murder. There's a drama at the entrance to the shelter. Gabin discovers these puppies, barely a month old. They've been left in front of the gate overnight.
What's all this? How could someone abandon you like that?
This is the first time Gabin has encountered puppies. They learn a lot of things in these first few weeks of life. Mainly the basis for emotional security that will then shape their relationship with others, both dogs and humans. At barely 1 month old, they've been brutally torn away from their mother, breaking that primal, peaceful link that allows most social animals to develop. In the nursery next door, these puppies still have their mother, who was abandoned before she gave birth a few weeks ago. But when they are 2 months old, their mother will push them away herself. Puppies are very young when they experience their first separation. And it's a double blow. First taken from their mother, and then from their own kind. They are taken by another species, humans. Two months. That's how old they are when they must develop their fundamental skill for all dogs. The incredible capacity for resilience of man's best friend. Week 5. Gaba is now perfectly at home in the shelter. It has become his new home. It's hard to imagine how being adopted now could be anything than another great wrench. However, those cries of laughter, that joy, the sudden arrival of familiar sounds, awakes a feeling in him that he hasn't yet expressed for any other visitors. It's like an echo with happy, familiar experiences in the past with his previous owner. His nervous impulses and all the chemicals in his body are churning. His behaviour leaves no room for doubt.
That's it, Gabin. You found your new family.
After 35 days here, Gabin has at last been adopted. It's time to say goodbye to his pals at the shelter.
Scratched a long time to see if something's wrong, to see if something's done forever. I'm scratching my mind where I've been wrong. I guess I have to be strong and clever.
Gabin will no doubt experience a new wrenching sensation. But his instincts tell him he's made the right choice for a new attachment. This family will now be his family. Gaba is leaving for a new life. A dog's life.